Hi folks, welcome back. So today I decided that these are scary. They're very scary. Staring at blank pages makes me very scared, and I don't really know where to start because it's so blank. So let's go on this journaling adventure together and maybe not be scared. So I'm going to use the prompt from last Thursday to write down 22 things, significant events that happened in my lifetime. And I did take the liberty of Googling some of these things in no particular order. So I'm not going to number them, but there are 22 things on here. But just writing them down, it seems really intimidating to me. So I think I'm only going to use, for today's episode, I'm only going to use these markers, and that's it. And this is the journal that I just showed you guys how to make. Actually, this is my prototype here, and I thought this would be a good thing for us to start this journaling adventure together. So I don't know if these markers are actually going to bleed through from one page to the next, so I am going to take this piece of, actually it's cardboard, and I'm going to stick it in here. So for me, the way I need to start doing something is actually just get something on the page first. And by doing that, I'm just going to make a border. And I'm going to make a really simple border because if you guys know me, you know that I can't draw. That's not a thing that I do. So actually, I'm just going to do a very, very small flower border around the edge. And I'm just going to make dots for the center. And anybody can make dots. These are going to be the center of the flowers that I'm going to draw. And if you notice, I didn't start on the first page. I just opened it up to a page and said, okay, this is what it's going to be today. And I'm going to draw some more dots in here. I'm trying not to be very exact, as a matter of fact, and I'm not going to do any down the sides. Is this actually bleeding through? It is a little bit. Ooh, super glad that I did that. Okay, and now I'm going to come back and I'm going to draw some petals on these flowers. Anybody can draw petals on the flowers. Fill them in if you want or not. And I decided that I would use markers because pretty much everybody has, I wouldn't say pretty much everybody, but I would say a large majority of people have markers or maybe colored pencils at their disposal. Not necessarily that everyone has any like stamps or stencils or something like that, but I will show in subsequent episodes how I would use stamps or stencils and stickers as well, and maybe some doodles in and around. So I'm just going around and I'm drawing, and these are really quick. I mean, it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. And here we go, just doing that. Okay, now I could go back and fill these in, but I think I may just fill in every other one. And it doesn't even have to be filled in all the way because honestly, this is just, oh look, I'm not even doing every other one. Well, I'm going to double that one. Just finish these up real quick. And then, okay, well I guess I'll do this one since I started. And then right here. And now, got all of that done. And now I'm just going to come back with my purple. I don't know why I decided on these colors. These are honestly just the first ones that I picked. And now I'm just going to connect these in a random wavy pattern to form a border. I think that's the key for me. I've got to get something down on the paper to start with, or honestly, I feel like I'm going to mess it up, or it's not going to look good. But this is for me anyway, and it doesn't matter. Okay, so that's what I did. There's my border. Looks okay. I mean, definitely not professionally made, but there's something down there. And honestly, now that I look at it, I think I'll probably, after I get done with this video, go back and just fill in those little flowers because I like the way it looks. So what was I using? I used Super Tips from Crayola. And now I'm going to go in with Stabilo 0.88 fine 0.4 markers. And I picked up these colors, and I'm just going to kind of alternate them. And like I said, I already did a little bit of a research of what went on, and I am going to date myself by doing this, but that's okay. It's okay. So I'm just going to go, and I'm going to, because I did do these in order, I don't want them to be in order because they're not really supposed to be. So I'm just going to pick like every fifth one and just go with that. So the writing assignment is 22 things, significant events, I believe is what I said, that happened in my lifetime. So number one on here is Berlin Wall torn down. And I could title this if I wanted to, but it doesn't really matter to me. And since I did that one, I'm going to mark that off here. The fifth one is Anwar Sadat assassination. Okay, and I did that one. And then number 10 is, there was a lot of things going on in that decade that was really bad, but Waco happened, and then also the Oklahoma City bombing. I'm wooing because I'm now getting into my border, but again, I did that first. Probably would have made sense to do it second or last or whatever. The U.S. recession. And that was in 2007. Now I could go back and like date all these things, which could be a good idea. And I did that. And then number 20. Oh yes, the murder hornets. And I'm going to put that M-U-R hornets. That's what I get for trying to talk and write at the same time. I know that doesn't work out for me. And now I'm just going to come back over here on the beginning list and start with 9/11. Did that one. 6 is Exxon. The oil spill. And then Bosnian genocide. And see, it doesn't have to be this long drawn out process with a lot of explanation. I guess I should put hurricane. And I'll do one more, and then I will put this on pause, and I'll just finish it up. Beirut in 1983 and in 2020. Beirut twice. All right, hang on just a second, and I'll finish this up, and we'll come back and take a look what I did. All right, all done. Now, you see, I realized that I started writing too big and putting too much space, so then I had to squish some things in here. So this line has 2 things on it, that line has 2 things on it, as well as this line, and then this I kind of had to squish down at the bottom. But I think the last thing that I want to do for this is I'm going to be weird, and I'm going to put the title over here because it's blank. And I started writing before I planned a title, but that's okay too. So let's go with significant world events in my, sure would have been great if that would all fit on one line, but it doesn't. Lifetime. Now, I think the very, very last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put a date on here. And I think that I want to put the date, you know, I want to put the date right here, actually. This is 11 July 2022. There we go. I think this took me a total, even when I paused the video's been going on now for almost 11 minutes. I think it took me maybe a total of 15 minutes and then maybe an additional 10, not even, to figure out which events I wanted to write down here. But anyway, so installment 1 of 4 of getting started to write. For me, it's just getting something down on the page. And if I go over, I go over. No big deal. Because it's my book. Alright guys, hope you have a great day. Bye!